Hi, it's Neil Sean here on your entertainment news. And with a gorgeous man that many of us wake up with every single morning, it's the wonderful Ross King. And he's here telling us all about his brand new novel, Taking Hollywood. It's a beauty. Remember though, Ross?
Absolutely, that's right. If you miss it, you'll miss out.
So don't miss Ross today, Taking Hollywood on your entertainment news. Ross, lovely to see you. So
Great to see you too, Neil.
Let's talk Taking Hollywood.
Absolutely. Talk Taking Hollywood.
Yes.
Not easy to say. Talk Taking Hollywood. Yes, I can't believe it. First novel. Yeah. And I'm very proud of it. And I think part of that is because I wrote it with the lovely lady Sherry Lowe, who's written about 10 books. And so what is lovely is that, you know, I think that Brits, and I mean, you've worked in America, you know what it's like there. Everyone is very good at projecting themselves and telling you, you know, you say to someone, how are you? And then they give you your resume and all the rest of it. Whereas with this, because it's a joint effort, I almost don't feel too bad about going, I think it's really good.
How did that, because I love the fact that there's two authors on it. I think that's quite, you know, it's quite a clever idea. What intrigues me is, did you fall out over plot lines? Because I was sort of thinking to myself, I'm trying to work out which bit you wrote, which bit, you know what I mean, and who came up with this bit. How did it evolve originally? Did she come to you or did you go to her?
The real honest story is that I've known Sherry since we were kids. I worked in nightclubs and DJing and things like that. And so I've known her since then. Then she went off to write books and written great books. One of the books I actually optioned for my company in America. And then about year and a half, 2 years ago, she came to me and she said, look, I'd love to write your biography with you. So I said, well, that's a lovely idea. Let me stop you there. Let me go through all the things. You know, without going for the sympathy vote, I'm not a big enough name. I had a lovely life. Grew up in a council house in Glasgow, lovely mum and dad. There's no, you know, battles with along the way. There's no that, there's no this. I said, you know, there's been, you know, a bunch of girls, and I won't name anyone, and I won't even talk about people that I really was with, and all the rest of it. So I said, it's a lovely idea, but it's not going to happen. And then I said, but you know, I've punched up a lot of scripts and written a lot in America, and I said, I've got some ideas. Maybe we could write together. And she said, well, I've never written together with anyone. But you know what? Let's give it a go. And then the weirdest part was she said, well, what we need to do is we either need to meet up next time you're over or we need to have a big Skype session. And I said, okay, no problem. I said, because actually I've got this idea about these three young Scots and, you know, they win the Oscar for Best Screenplay and then, you know, it jumps, you know, 20 years later and, you know, it goes back to Glasgow that I grew up in the 80s and blah, 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 blah. And after, I think about an hour and 45 minutes, she said, I think we've got enough to be getting on with. And from that, Taking Hollywood was born.
I've got to ask in the book, I want to know this, on these titles of songs.
Yes.
What is that? Is that about the period it's in?
Yeah, my thing was that...
Because there's an album there.
Oh, yeah. I know, there's 67 tracks, I think there are. My whole thing was that when I read books, we all do the same. You cast the book, and I kind of hear a film score. And for me, there was just so many songs that evoked the right feeling when you went into the chapter. And so with Sherry, I said to Sherry, look, I think we should, maybe the publishers will say no. And I also think so many people reading it now, if you're reading it on any kind of tablet, you can, if you know the song, it's there. If you don't know the song, you might just click on a song and
Clever thinking,
oh, and I thought that might be a little bit different. So that was part of it. And also because music's been such a huge part of my life, you know, and having DJed in different places and different stations and all the rest of it, that it just always was about the music. So it was just a little thing to chuck in and see how it would go.
So, right, so your book's out now.
Coming out Thursday.
Coming out Thursday.
Yep, Thursday
so
the 14th.
Sell it to me. Why should we buy this as our big summer read this year?
I can only recommend it from the point of view that it's the kind of book that I'd like to read. It's gritty, it's sexy, it's a good thriller. It'll have you guessing, I think, right to the very end. Because I've had friends who've been reading it and say, does this happen? Does that happen? I go, oh, very good. Wrong. So I think there's pretty much something in there for everyone. And, you know, from teens right through. That's what I wanted to capture a really big market. And I think that's what we've done. And Sherry's just a genius too. It was a joy to work with her. And I think we've got something that I can be really proud of. And I always said, if I only ever did one book, and at the moment we're looking at a trilogy for this, I just want to do one book that I'll be proud of, that I can actually leave something, you know, for the grandchildren or whatever. Not that I've got any grandchildren yet. Not that I've got any children. Not that I know of.
I bet book 2 is going to be interesting. We may get a scratch of the real you, Ross. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure as always. Thank you.
Hi, it's Neil Sean here on your entertainment news, and with the gorgeous man that many of us wake up with every single morning. It's the lovely Ross King, and of course we're taking Hollywood, his brand new blockbuster novel. Remember though, Ross?
Absolutely. He's right. If you miss out, and you miss it, you miss out. Sorry, you miss it? You miss out. It was such a good one you did there as well.
Oh,
I'm suddenly thinking at the end there, sorry, you're going to say, remember. That's right, Sean. That's right, Sean.
Neil. Neil. Neil.
Yeah.